Pete Gati, BMSN. We didn't really go anywhere. We just were out to sea 2 weeks, come back. I did make a midshipman cruise that summer. Now, I forgot about that. We made a midshipman cruise up to Quebec. Oh, I loved Quebec. We took aboard the midshipmen from Annapolis. They wore white uniforms with a black piping on a hat. Now, we were told, don't abuse them. They're going to be an officer. Payback is a bitch. You never know. We had them chip and paint, not too hard. They're going to be officers. Couldn't put them over the side. No. We'd have them swabbing the decks, sweeping down, cleaning. Couldn't put them over the side to paint. Couldn't put them over the side to do anything. So, but they would learn seamanship, stuff like that. But okay, we went up to Quebec. Going through the St. Lawrence was quite interesting. Mountains on both sides on a certain area, and there we would come in the morning. We had quarters, which is like line up, but I like Quebec. But an interesting story in Quebec. When we got to Quebec, I had liberty that night. Go ashore. Hey, Pete. Somebody I went to school with, they're up there on vacation with their family. It was only 300 some miles from where I lived. But you never know. I knew that ship was never going to go to Med. So I'm looking around and I wound up talking to somebody, and they said they didn't want to go to Med. I wanted to go to Med. So back in the 60s, you could swap. You put the paperwork in, he'd take my place, and I'd take his place, and that was it. So I swapped onto the USS Strong. And I stayed on there for almost 3 years. Okay, now, I've been to sea before that on a Walla. We used to go out for 2 weeks, go out there, and we used to chase subs, U.S. subs, practice anti-submarine warfare and all that. Now, on the way to the Med, we were steadily going eastward towards the Rock of Gibraltar. And we refuel every third day. Now, at this time, I was a seaman, but I wasn't a leading seaman. I wasn't a BMSN. I was a decade, they call it. So, chip paint, did all of that. And then when we got into the Med about 2-3 weeks later, I took the test for third class, passed it, but I got quoted. There was too many World War II guys in to give me the rate. So I made BMSN. I had just as much authority as a BMSN as a third class petty officer, boatswain mate. So life was pretty easy after that. I mean, I did work, but life was pretty easy. Now, 3-4 bunks, and they were metal frame and canvas. You pulled the canvas and it gets tight, and you had a 2-3 inch mattress, and you would bring them down, and in the morning when they say trice up means you bring them up, and this way you make room in that compartment. So you had a foot locker. Everybody had a foot locker. Now, a little later on, when I made BMSN, well, I wouldn't say it, but rank does have its privileges. I had a foot locker and an upright locker. Now, and I took advantage of it. So, aboard ship, we were not air conditioned. Oh no. Now,